अस्सलाम वालेकुम warahmatullahi wabarakatuh। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि हम हर रोज एक नए टॉपिक के साथ आगे होते हैं। मेरा नाम शुक्रिया है और मैं सबसे से बात कर रहा हूँ। आज का मेरा टॉपिक है हाउ टू क्रिएट अ डेली रूटीन टू सक्सेस डे। तो इस सिलसिले में बात करेंगे एआई के साथ। एरो को लोड आइए।
Hey there. Good day to you too. What else can I help you with, Shabir?
ओके, today my topic is what does a successful day routine to mean to you?
Thanks. Is there anything else you'd like to chat about, or are we all good for now?
What does a successful daily routine mean to you?
To me, a successful daily routine is one where you get your important stuff done without burning out. So there's focus time for deep work, breaks to recharge, and clear boundaries between work and personal life. It's also about being intentional rather than just reactive, and having some flexibility so life's curveballs don't derail the whole day. Basically, it works if it leaves you feeling accomplished but not exhausted.
Why is having a daily routine important?
A good daily routine gives you structure and stability, which actually reduces stress and decision fatigue since you're not constantly figuring out what to do next. It helps you build momentum and makes you more productive because you're working with your natural rhythms rather than against them. Plus, having consistent habits like exercise, breaks, and wind down time protects your mental health and prevents burnout, especially important when you're working remotely where those boundaries can get fuzzy.
How can routines help people achieve their goals?
Teams are powerful because they bring different perspectives and skills together. You can tackle bigger challenges than you'd manage alone. There's also accountability. People tend to stay committed when they're working towards shared goals with others, rather than flying.
Carry on.
Is there something specific about teamwork or goals you'd like to explore further? Or shall we move on to something different?
Okay. What are key elements of a productive day?
The key elements are starting with clear priorities, so you know what actually matters, then protecting focused time blocks where you can work deeply without interruptions. Regular breaks are essential. They keep your energy and concentration up rather than draining you, and having some flexibility built in means you can handle unexpected stuff without derailing the whole day. Wrapping up by reflecting on what you accomplished gives you a sense of closure too.
Okay. How does routine influence success?
Routine builds success because it removes decision-making friction. You're not constantly deciding when to work, exercise, or rest, so you conserve mental energy for what actually matters. It also creates momentum. Doing things consistently trains your brain and body to slip into productive mode more easily each time. Plus, routines compound over time. Small daily habits add up to huge results over weeks and months, which is how people actually achieve big goals rather than just talking about them.
Okay. Um, how can routine reduce stress?
There are several solid approaches. Regular exercise is genuinely powerful for managing stress, even just a walk helps. Building in proper breaks during your day so you're not constantly grinding away matters too. Setting boundaries, especially with work if you're remote, means you're not always on. And practicing things like breathing exercises, meditation, or even just spending time with people you care about can really help settle your nervous system. Sometimes it's also about identifying what's actually stressing you and either fixing it or accepting what you can't control.
What is the difference between routine and schedule?
Good distinction. A routine is more about habits and patterns you follow naturally, like your morning coffee before starting work or always exercising at the same time. A schedule is more structured and specific, with set times for particular tasks and meetings. Routines are flexible and become automatic, whereas schedules are rigid and need to be followed exactly. Really, a good system combines both. You've got scheduled meetings and deadlines, but routines handle the everyday stuff so you don't have to think about it.
Okay. How flexible should our daily routine be?
It depends on your work and personality, really. You need enough structure to maintain discipline and momentum, but too much rigidity means life's surprises throw you completely off balance. I'd say aim for about 70% consistent routine. Your core habits and work blocks stay solid, and leave 30% flexible for unexpected stuff, spontaneous opportunities, or just days when you need to adjust. That balance keeps you productive without being brittle.
How can consistency lead to long-term success?
Consistency is honestly everything for long-term success. Small, repeated actions compound over time. You don't see results immediately, but after weeks and months of showing up, the gains become massive. It also builds momentum and confidence. Each time you follow through, you reinforce the belief that you can actually do hard things. Plus, consistency creates habits that become automatic, so you're not constantly fighting yourself or relying on willpower. The people who succeed long term aren't necessarily the most talented, they're the ones who keep going when motivation fades.
How do you usually start your day? How do you?
I think you're asking how to really start your day. Well, yeah. The best approach is waking up at a consistent time, avoiding your phone first thing so you're not immediately overwhelmed by messages and news. Then do something nourishing, exercise, a proper breakfast, meditation, whatever energizes you, before diving into work. Starting intentionally, rather than just reacting to whatever lands in your inbox, sets the tone for a productive day.
Okay. Next question. What is the best way to plan daily tasks?
The best approach is starting with your 3 to 5 most important tasks for the day, the stuff that actually moves the needle. Then break those into smaller, manageable chunks so they don't feel overwhelming. Schedule them during your peak energy hours, block out focus time, and be realistic about how long things actually take, rather than overstuffing your day. Leave some buffer time for unexpected stuff too, and at the end of the day, review what you accomplished so you can adjust tomorrow.
How do prioritize affect our routine?
I'm not quite following that one, Shabir. Could you rephrase that? What do you mean by the third party?
I am asking what is how do prioritize affect our routine?
So how does prioritization affect your day? It's massive, honestly. When you prioritize well, you focus your energy on what actually matters instead of spinning your wheels on urgent but unimportant stuff. That means you accomplish more meaningful work, feel less scattered and stressed, and make better progress toward your real goals. Without prioritization, you end up reactive and exhausted, chasing every fire instead of moving forward strategically.
Okay. How can setting goals improve daily productivity?
Setting goals gives you direction and purpose. You know exactly what you're working toward, rather than just drifting through your day. Goals also help you prioritize, since you can filter tasks through, does this move me closer to my goal or not? That clarity boosts focus and motivation. Plus, breaking big goals into daily targets creates accountability and gives you small wins that build momentum and confidence throughout the day.
Okay. How much time should be given to important tasks?
It depends on the task and your workload, but generally, you should give important tasks your best energy and focus time. So that's usually early in the day when your mind is freshest. I'd say allocate at least 2 to 3 uninterrupted hours for deep work on what matters most before you tackle meetings and smaller stuff. The key is protecting that time fiercely and not letting less important things eat into it. Otherwise, your big priorities get squeezed to the margins.
What role does time management play in success?
Time management is absolutely foundational to success. It's not really about squeezing more into your day, it's about being intentional, so you're working on the right things at the right times. Good time management reduces stress because you're not constantly firefighting. It increases productivity since you're focused rather than scattered, and it creates space for growth and learning. Without it, even talented people spin their wheels because they're not channeling their effort effectively.
Hmm. How do you decide what to do first each day?
I'd start by looking at your most important goals and asking which tasks move you closest to them, then tackle those first when your energy is highest. You also want to consider deadlines. What's due soonest gets priority. But honestly, some tasks are just harder or more important than others, so I'd focus on the one thing that would make the biggest difference if you got it done today. That becomes your number one, and everything else flows from there.